So just a reminder on the governance structure. So the NRT was created in 2006 by act of legislation, working with First Nation communities in BC and the BC government and Canada to establish the NRT Act. We're not a political organization, and we are a non-profit organization, and we are not a legal trust, so we don't have an indenture agreement. We're not legal trustees, we don't have beneficiaries, but we do act on the benefit for the First Nation communities in BC. We do have 7 members of the board that are appointed by external organizations. So the Union of BC Indian Chiefs, the BCAFN, the First Nation Leadership Council, and the province of BC appoint our 7 members of our board. We were capitalized with $100 million in 2006. And as of today, we have $114 million, so we've actually grown the fund. We provide non-repayable grants to First Nation communities, and we have a self-sustaining business model, just to show you the growth. So, and this shows the last 2 years. So we were just coming out of the pandemic, remember, in 2022. So we had 90 million in our investment account, and obviously the investment environment has improved. And as of September, 114, and we're probably just last month about 115.2. We can last a long time by just having this fund. Here's a lot for all the accountants in the room, a lot more complexity here, but this is telling the story from our inception in 2008. And I'm going to start with this black line. So this is our investment fund. So in 2006, it started at 100 million. We were just coming out of a financial crisis back in 2007, for those that are old enough and remember that. But we've been steady, and we're now here at 114 million. This $100 million fund, this blue line now represents the grants that NRT has issued based on the income from this black line. So we've issued about $80 million of grants to First Nation just using the 100 million. Now in 2016, this red line represents our relationship with other governments and other private donors that have provided us contribution agreements to distribute funds to First Nation communities and Indigenous organizations. Started with the Clean Energy Initiative, and has really, this big jump here is probably a result of the Declaration Act engagement funds. We received over $400 million in total from the province of BC. We've distributed over $185 million of grants since 2006. We still have 114 million in the bank. For reference, when you go to our webpage, you see it and you see this 185, that's where that number is coming from. Now that you know that, you can track it in future years and see our growth. So we operated 16 different funds last year. The top part here is what's funded by our $100 million fund. We distributed just short of 400 different applicants, including post-secondary students, 4.1 million. Total, we funded 734 different projects last year and 219 students, and $80.4 million of total grants. So 76 million came from funded by government. So again, very successful story. The biggest fund is this Declaration Act. Nations are eligible to receive up to $1 million over a 4-year period, and we funded 182 nations last year out of the 200 in BC.